Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Juggernaut Brothers podcast. Moose Lundstrom here. Yeah, that's right, you guessed it. First and foremost, I want to thank you. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Thanks for hopefully downloading on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you're getting it from. Thanks for listening. I've enjoyed doing them. I hope you enjoyed listening to them. Second of all, Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. We'll just say Happy Holidays. I know that pisses some people off when they say Happy Holidays. Everybody wants it to be Merry Christmas. Well, you know what? Happy Holidays, because I consider it all Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's Eve, all that shit jumbled into one. You know what? Don't marry Xmas. Don't ever marry Xmas. It's always Christmas, all right? But Happy Holidays is okay. So Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year to everybody out there in podcast land. And everybody enjoys the Juggernaut Brothers. In this episode, we attempted, did our darndest, to talk about Christmas. And we had a pretty good talk about it. We're going to hear some stuff about how Swedish people do Christmas, and we can talk about all kinds of weird shit. And then, of course, as always, it turns into an ADD podcast, and the conversation goes everywhere. So I hope you enjoy it. Before we get started, I do, as we've done for the past couple episodes, I am now putting music on the end of this podcast. I'm finding musicians on Reverb Nation. Now, if you haven't been on Reverb Nation, check it out. It's got music down there. Most of it's free to download, although you can pay for it, which, feel free. It's $1, you cheap ass. Pay the performers for their music. That's always cool. But I've been finding friends on Twitter and friends that are on Reverb Nation and putting their music on, and today's no different. A guy from San Antonio, Texas, The Chris is actually the name of the artist. That's CRIS, The Chris. And you can find all this stuff on reverbnation.com/The Chris, THECRIS. The song we're going to play is called Lithium. If you get on there, you can download all kinds of stuff. He's got quite a few songs on there. It's alternative. He's listed as an alternative artist, so rock alternative, I guess. So you know what? Check him out at the end of the podcast. Make sure you keep tuned in and check out the music. Or send me a comment or put a comment on his page. If you go to Reverb Nation, he's got a page. You can always leave a comment on that, or follow him on Twitter. You can find all his information on the Reverb Nation.com/The Chris, okay? That's about all I got to say about that. That's my little Forrest Gump moment I had there. And once again, Merry Christmas. Thank you for listening, and here comes the podcast.
I've seen some pretty shitty situations in my life, but nothing has ever sucked more ass than this.
Bring out the Juggernaut Brothers!
Okay, we're now recording. This is Moose Lundstrom. Who else?
Bob Gaudette.
Welcome to the Juggernaut Brothers. The Juggernaut Brother Bob Gaudette with me today. I don't get to see Bobby very often, so it's always good to see you, Bob. Have you on. We're going to talk about Christmas today.
Who believes that, Moose?
I know. And we have a very cozy, comfortable couple over here.
Yes.
Because they're sharing a microphone. That's very nice.
Nice, yes.
Yeah, who we got?
In some cultures, that's tantamount to a marriage proposal, just so we're all on the same page.
I'm Gary Sixkiller, and I'm from one of those countries.
And that's his real name.
That is his real name.
I'm Kirsten Ecker.
And you guys are both comedians in the Northern Colorado scene. You're what? You're both comedians.
All three of us, actually.
Oh, all of us are,
all
yes.
of us,
yeah.
all
Yeah.
four of us.
You pointed to yourself just now and said
Well, I
something.
thought you were talking about these two.
Oh, no, all three. All of us. How long have you been a comic for?
Just like a year.
Okay, so pretty new to the game. Mm-hmm. Did you start here in Colorado?
I started in Boston.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's a hell of a scene to start in.
Really? I felt it
What are
was
you trying
less
to say?
intimidating than Denver.
It's a great scene to start in. It's a hell of a scene to start in.
Right. Sorry. I thought you were trying to say it was like a difficult scene to start in.
Calm down, you fucker. It's okay. Gary, how long have you been a comic?
This is my second performance in front of an audience.
What time is it?
So it turns out Sixkiller kind of a smart ass.
Okay, I've been doing it for a year and a half.
Yeah, but he's only been funny for about
it's been
7 months.
This is my second. This is my second time being funny, and I am hoping.
I'm kidding, Gary. You know I love you like a step-uncle-in-law.
The one that didn't touch me, you're right. I think we talked about
The
this.
least favorite one, is that what we call it?
Probably, yeah. I gave the shittiest Christmas presents, but,
Well, before we get started, I will
left
say...
the best emotional scars.
4 comedians, so 4 smart asses. I like that already. We're going to talk about Christmas today. Before we get started,
are you sure about that?
Yeah, well, we're going to attempt to talk
You're
about Christmas
You're going to try
today.
to get us to talk about Christmas
This is an
today.
ADD podcast because it goes fucking everywhere. It's awful. And I told myself after listening to the last one with Rick Bryan, Moose, don't say the F word so much because I I clocked myself at about 10 F words a second.
I think
A second?
It was bad.
I think Apple makes an app for
full
that.
second?
They should. No, it was bad. It was like the Micro Machine Man. Are you guys old enough to? You guys old enough to catch
Yes,
that?
yes,
you
I
are,
am.
Kirsten.
Yes.
Okay, you got Gary.
Probably not.
Probably not, but
No.
we have to remind ourselves, I am from Oklahoma, so I did get the reference.
Your name's Sixkiller from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of ironic.
Oh no,
No, it's not.
it would
it's
be if he
Cherokee.
weren't an Indian.
Cherokee as fuck. What's ironic is the way I look.
yeah.
Well,
with
because
that last name.
you have a Grand Wizard joke with what's.
Well, yeah. No,
It's my favorite introduction
clearly-
from Bob ever.
Gary is like living proof that Irishmen helped build the railroad. That's
I'm Scottish, Bob.
whatever. So
It was
okay.
the Chinese,
So
Bob.
great grandpa was from the right side of the tracks. It doesn't matter, Gary.
Wow. Simply wow.
You look at him and you tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, I had to figure out his name was really Sixkiller. I
No,
thought it was
really
something
is.
clever like.
No, I've seen. Yeah, no, it's not like Robert Avion. It's
Okay. No, it's great. I like it. The Sixkiller family.
yeah.
That could, but that's
of
not
the
even,
Oklahoma Six Killers.
Can that even be a fucking an episode? Can that be some kind of sitcom? The Six Killers.
the Six Killers.
It already was, actually. It's called Renegade. There's that character, Bobby Sixkiller. He was funny.
There you
Okay,
go.
Six Killers. So what is that like? Like hunts with buffalo? That's an Indian name.
That's
and,
surprisingly accurate description of how that last name came about, actually.
Okay.
No, because when this is the story they tell me. It could be a lie, but it seems the most accurate.
Just to get you to sit down and shut up for a little while, Gary.
Basically,
Is that it? Okay.
it's the same way I'm related to Pocahontas.
That's it. They had to keep him from eating the paint chips somehow. So
Not at all related
All
to
right.
Pocahontas. But no, back after they drove my people on this month-long death march.
the Trail of Tears.
Yeah, that's the one. After that,
Or was that? Was that the one that took place in Bataan?
It was the one
wait,
right.
sorry.
It was right before the
So it would
was
have
that the
been
Oregon Trail.
I was gonna say it would have been pre World War II.
Yeah,
Then
something
it's
like
then
that.
it's definitely Trail of Tears.
Okay.
Sorry, Bataan
Yeah,
Death
so-
March was definitely World War II.
After that, we were all pulled around in Oklahoma, where I grew up, and they were like giving all
Nobody
these
grows
Indians
up in
first
Oklahoma.
and last names. Tobias Livingston did. Shout out to that fucking
Is
guy.
Tobias Indian?
That is not a good.
No, I know.
Like-
I know. I was ashamed
Wow,
of
as a
myself for
prosecuting
bringing that up.
attorney, that was pretty lousy, dude. I would not bring that into evidence.
Yeah. But anyway, when they were registering all these Native American sons of bitches with last names, they asked whatever my ancestor, what he was known by, aside from his like actual Earth Mother Gaia given name, and they called him Sixkiller because on his first buffalo hunt, he killed 6 of them.
So he's part of the reason that they're gone. Then,
Something like that.
Well, that's great.
like you're related to the only wasteful Indian ever in recorded history.
Well, he used it all.
How do
There's
you know?
no way one dude used 6 buffalo.
Hey,
Not
look
while
at
they
me.
were
used it all
dead.
to make that name.
Look at me. I'm glad that's a tradition that we've long since got away from, even American Indian or anybody nowadays, because 5-6 generations from now, how you're
Death
explaining,
marches?
well, no, how you're explaining on a podcast,
No, those we need more of.
how you're explaining on a podcast how your name is, Larry Fuckface, because
Yeah,
back in the
because, yeah,
day,
in the
that's what your
day,
friends
that
had
was-
called you,
yeah.
and this is my Bob Shithead. I'm just saying.
I got off light. I've been called worse.
People called me Gare Bear. That's
Gare
what
Bear.
I was known as back in the hood.
Back in the,
That was back before the G6 days, yo.
Yeah, the hood was definitely a crib.
No, there was a hood on the stroller.
Oh, yeah, there was.
Sunshade, Gary's
Wow.
fair skin.
that's a pretty pimp name, Sixkiller. That's
I know, thank you.
that's I like it. It's
Yeah.
better than what I got, Lundstrom.
Yeah. Beats Minuteman. That's
Yeah,
what
it's a good thing your ancestor wasn't known for something else.
I think
you could be Gary Sixfucker as we speak.
I could be
Yeah.
Gary Schlagenhoff.
Yeah, or Gary Smelly Moccasin or something.
I didn't wear my moccasins today.
Gary walks with a limp.
Gary, I did that after last Christmas because I sled into a tree.
Did you really?
Wait, sled? You sled
I
into
sled into a
sled.
tree.
I sled. I have sled. I did have sled.
No, my
Conjugate
friend.
the verb to
My
sled,
friend
Gary.
did have sled. I sled into a tree. That's how that went.
Like on purpose?
No, it was
Okay,
Merry,
I just- I
It
didn't-
wouldn't
Merry
surprise
Christmas.
me.
Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It was like a birthday surprise for Jesus or something.
Was it his tree?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a pine. It was
The
up in
elves,
mountains.
man. They came out of the
And
fucking
then
trees, man.
I walked with a limp for like 4 months and never saw a doctor because I don't go to those guys.
So now
Eventually, it straightened back out.
eventually it straightened back out.
My
The
knee,
tree?
that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was going to say. So I had a friend back in Pueblo named Robert Howe, and he
The tree was
legally-
unhurt.
Okay. He was legally able to do peyote as religion. Are you able to do? Is that part of your deal, or?
I'm not entirely sure, but it is an opportunity I would like to take advantage of.
You never tried peyote?
No, never tried mescaline or peyote.
And I think I speak for everyone when I say that's a good thing.
Hey.
Like, I've seen what gremlins leap out of that melon of yours on stage when you're just doing PBRs and weed. I don't want to know what happens when you get a gateway to the fucking spirit
Hey.
world.
I sat there and I
What's wrong with
watched
hot sauce having personalities, Bob.
the club I used to work at. We went out. Robert Howe went to his house, him and Alma's house, and I didn't do it because I would not be good on hallucinogens. I just whatever. Fuck you. I wouldn't be good.
I got a job at Noodles and Company on hallucinogens.
Well, I mean, you could have got it.
That's
He
right
thought.
there. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I thought for 3.5 months straight.
I like how he makes Noodles and Company out to be like a NASA.
Yeah, I was going to say, dude, I'm like, wait a second, dude.
Hey,
if there's any place you should have got hired on hallucinogens, it would be Noodles and Company. What else are you going to do, jump in the fucking mouse suit,
I'm just
dude?
saying,
There's
Gary.
no way.
I think it's awesome. You're proud of that. I think that's the shit.
My mom told me self-confidence is key in all of life ventures.
So what happened then?
Do you guys want something to drink?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
All right. Back to the original subject. We're going to talk about Christmas.
The subject?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was reading on a news feed the other day.
It's ironic that we have a subject because Kirsten's day job is teaching.
You're a teacher.
Yep. Yeah.
What do you teach?
Right now, I am not actually teaching this year, but I
Okay.
am a high school math teacher.
Really?
That's what I've been doing.
So
for the last
nobody's passing math in high
7
school
years,
this
yeah.
year
What
because
brings
she's not
you,
working.
What brings you to Colorado?
I was born and raised in Fort Collins.
Oh, okay. So why'd you go to Boston?
Because I graduated high school and college in the same auditorium, so it started to feel a little small.
Seriously.
That's fair.
Truly.
That is fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
now
you
my
just-
parents want me to go back to CSU to get my master's, and I was like, that would be 3. I can't do it. I can't do.
So Boston was it a map on the? And you took a dart and threw it, and then
I have family back there, and we used to go out there every summer because my family owns a lighthouse.
really,
You know, just
Because
because.
they got tired of not sweating in Colorado, so they figured they'd go where the humidity lives.
when you talk to Bob for long enough, you realize sometimes his Boston accent does come out. His East Coast accent.
I know. I
That's-
drove here with him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he made a really terrible joke.
What? Let's hear it.
Which one?
Which one?
I told him that one of my friends has a daughter named Veda.
Veda. I said, Veda. Where am I going with this? I go, Veda.
He's like, well, if you're from,
Yeah.
that was it.
Okay.
There you go. I
okay.
said, that's how we say Vader in New England. She just stared at me. I was like, Veda.
Veda.
Darth Vader. She's like, oh my God, that's a terrible joke.
Actually,
and
I
you
think
didn't
what I
get
said
it.
was that was very good. Good job.
That is one of the least terrible jokes I've ever heard come out of Bob Goddead's mouth.
Gary,
That's what we call goddamn
You're already
gold.
on the podcast. You don't have to kiss my ass.
Goddamn gold.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. That's why I'm proud of you. You're like the uncle that never touched me in comedy.
The uncle that wasn't over affectionate.
the least favorite uncle. Anyway, so I was my little flip phone. I was reading through the news articles the other day. I found this news article that enraged me. There's a bunch of parents at this child advocacy group.
Yeah.
And now they're upset. Do you guys know what the NORAD, the Santa? When they track the Santa tracker?
Yes, the Santa tracker, yes.
There's actually a group of parents now upset about this because they have Santa. Because when I was growing up, did they have that back east? Did you?
Yeah,
do
they
that?
did that. Well, the local news would usually say, "Oh yeah, he's been spotted," and they'd give you the Doppler radar with
Right.
the thing on it.
Well, now I guess what they do is NORAD. They have a picture of an F-16 flying next to Santa, like the sleigh. They show Santa's sleigh, and then
Yeah,
they show an
yeah.
F-16. Parents are now thinking this is militarizing, and it's trying to link Santa and the military. Right? These idiots. Now, if this upsets you, don't celebrate Christmas.
I honestly, some coworkers and I.
celebrate Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa doesn't exist, Gary.
It has for decades, Bob.
It has for like a couple of months, Gary.
Couple decades, Bob.
Whatever, bud.
As soon as Kwanzaa got that fighter jet, now
It's all
the
commercialized
F-16,
now. That's
yeah.
the problem.
Once
I have with
Kwanzaa got that, then
That's the issue I have with Kwanzaa
printed on the
now,
side,
yeah.
so now it's real.
But
I mean, that's the problem I have. Is that Kwanzaa's just become too commercialized. It's all
Kwanzaa?
it's all about the Kwans, and I'm just
For me, it was always about the potato pancakes, Bob.
anyway,
So good.
did you guys have that where you were from? Did you? Oh, you're from Fort Collins. Did you guys remember that the NORAD tracking thing?
I
Yeah,
remember.
my family actually celebrates Santa Lucia Day, though.
What is Santa Lucia Day?
That is the that is the holiday